6 signs you're addicted to working out. After a huge lifting session, marathon run, or mountain scaling bike ride, you've got a cocktail of chemical endorphins flooding your body, and it's easy to get hooked. But when your commitment to be faster, stronger, and better goes a bit too far, the theoretical hooks bite deeper. You can cross the fine line between being committed and becoming addicted. And in case you're wondering, yes, exercise addiction happens. Exercise addiction is engaging in an activity, lifting, running, training for a triathlon, that starts off pleasurable, then shifts to become compulsive and noticeably interferes with ordinary life responsibilities, says Gloria Petruccelli, a licensed clinical psychologist and sports psychologist at California State University's Student Health and Counseling Services. Athletes may not be aware their behavior is out of control because, with social media and other forums, it's easy to find someone else or a group to justify our extreme behavior, she explains. It's easy to put an intense regimen off as your passion and dedication to an end goal, and in most cases it probably is. But if you exhibit these symptoms below, it's important to take a step back, evaluate where you stand honestly, and ask yourself whether the grueling training regimen might actually be counterproductive. Overtraining can happen, and if there's one way to stall your progress, it's pushing your mind, body, and spirit too far. Here are 6 indicators you might be addicted to working out. 1. Your relationships are suffering. It's very unhealthy when you find yourself spending an excessive amount of time every day, sacrificing family or social get-togethers, to squeeze in the extra hour, extra set, or extra interval, Petruccelli says. Your life needs balance, and your mind and body need a reprieve from such an arduous effort. Rigid adherence to a strict, repetitive exercise routine with no flexibility to change when you work out is a major red flag, she adds. It's also counterproductive. You should be switching up your routine fairly regularly to avoid plateauing. 2. You're constantly getting injured. Too much training puts a huge strain on your body, running all your systems down, which can lead to chronic illness and/or injury. Addicted athletes are the ones that typically have some element constantly going on, Petruccelli says. Be honest with yourself, are you sacrificing the time it would take to recover in favor of furthering your training time? If every set is a dangerous dance with a potential injury, then step back before you do some major damage and live to lift another day. 3. You're 100% invested in your sport and nothing else. When all your time, social interactions, resources, and money are about one sport, given that you're not a professional, and you have no other hobbies or interests, I'd recommend getting an evaluation from a mental health professional, Petruccelli suggests. Sure, triathlons are inherently expensive. You could spend thousands of dollars on a wetsuit, high-level bike, and the accompanying gear. You could also spend hours every day training, since it's a colossal undertaking. But that doesn't mean you should be on either of these extremes. If you can be realistic, compromise, or moderate this goal with other aspects of your life, you could be taking things too far. 4. You've become overly competitive and self-critical. Many dedicated athletes or fitness buffs are self-proclaimed type A personalities, Petruccelli says. This is by no means a bad thing, but type A personalities respond to stress differently. Specifically, under extreme stress, they may strive toward goals without feeling a sense of joy in their efforts or accomplishments, and exhibit significant life imbalances, Petruccelli explains. If you find you're easily wound up, have poor emotional management, and are in a constant struggle against the clock or a personal best, you could be erring into the extreme of exercise addiction. Every personality has positive and negative aspects, but having a type A personality may make you more vulnerable to stress or unhealthy coping behaviors that contribute to training addiction, Petruccelli explains. 5. You're guilt-ridden if you miss a workout. Men and women who become compulsive with exercise suffer from extreme guilt when they're unable to train, Petruccelli says. They're also prone to making up for a missed session by overtraining and overloading their bodies. If you beat yourself up or purposefully dodge social events that might clash with your workout, it's time to reevaluate. 6. You're using exercise to moderate your emotions. Yes, everyone clings to the feeling of a runner's high. Same goes for the buzz you feel after spin, rock climbing, and every other physical pursuit. And it's only natural to take your frustration from work or your social life out on a particularly grueling or intense workout. But if you rely on exercise to elicit positive feelings, happiness, contentment, and alleviate negative emotions, anger, extreme sadness, on a daily basis, you could be on a dangerous path, especially if you're also not enjoying the exercise and only feel relief with the accomplishment, Petruccelli says.